David Drysdale has been a regular on the European Tour for a decade without winning a tournament. But the 42-year-old Scot has been in fine form this year and finished joint fourth at the Irish Open to book a late entry to the Open Championship. Anna met up with Drysdale and his caddy at Royal Birkdale to find out more about their rather closer than usual partnership.
David, it is fantastic to see you here at the Open Championship. You're first for 8 years now. You're playing such brilliant, consistent golf. However, we can't help but think there's a bit of a secret weapon involved in your caddy, your lovely wife, Vicky, who's been on the bag for you this year. How did this partnership come around? Because it's definitely working.
Yeah, it came around a couple of years ago. The caddy that I had at the time, where his sister was ill. And yeah, she managed great then. And you know, I actually thought I focused better with her on the bag, choosing my own shots and you know, picking sort of shapes of shots. And so we started full time in December last year at Leopard Creek in South Africa. And by trying a couple of different caddies for a couple of weeks, she's done about a dozen events this year.
Now, and Vicky, I'm sure you've been involved in his career, but now to be on the bag at the front line, what's that like now?
Hard work. No, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's a new experience for me. Obviously, I've done a dozen events, as David said, this year, and I'm learning every day. Yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying it, but it's really, really hard work.
You're the only wife on the bag here this year at the Open Championship. What's been the reaction to the other caddies and the other wives? They must have big respect for the role that you've taken on.
No, everybody's been really supportive. I mean, David had a good Irish Open a couple of weeks ago, and you know, I don't know if you saw me fist pumping on the 18. So yeah, they were all giving me a bit of a ribbon for that. But yeah, they've all been really supportive, so it's good.
Well, you had a fantastic Irish Open, finishing tied fourth alongside Justin Rose. What's been the secret to you climbing up the leaderboard and playing so well at the moment between the two of you?
I've played some consistent golf. I just probably haven't holed the putts, and for some reason, those last 7 holes in Ireland, every putt went in, and there were some good shots that were close right enough.
This would be David Drysdale's 6th birdie in a row. This is the into the wind 70. Oh, he's holding another. Good grief. What a back nine.
Yeah, just nice to see some putts going in. And having Vicky on the bag, she's so positive, so determined. For example, she carries that big tour bag. She's had the little moon bag and the little stand bag, tried them. Doesn't like them, wants to carry the big bag. She's just really positive and gives me a kick up the backside when I need it and keeps me going.
As every good wife should. And Vicky, I'm sure you're learning things about David that you never knew before. I think, did you say he's a lot more superstitious than you thought he was?
Yeah, he's really superstitious. I never actually knew that he's, you know, I mean, something I've learned about him since being on the bag is, you know, he carries 4 tees in his pocket, and when he breaks one, he's straight in the bag for another one, and I didn't know that about him. And it's, you know, we've been together for 23 years, and it's, yeah, like I say, I'm learning every day and learning new things about him. So, you know, when I used to walk around, if he'd hit a bad putt or a bad shot, I used to say, oh God, how did you do that? But now that I actually, you know, you're inside the ropes, you know why he's done a bad shot or why he's, you know, so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks.
It's not as easy as it looks from outside the ropes.
I can imagine. Well, you guys you're here, you're at the Open. David, for you, the Open, I know for you is just the ultimate tournament. How does it feel to be back here?
Fantastic. Yeah, like you say, it's the golf tournament for somebody from the UK or from Europe. It's what I regard as the biggest event. And as a golf pro, you want to play in it every, you know, the 3rd week of July every year. And I've only played one before, 2009 at Turnberry. Been in a couple of playoffs, just narrowly missed out in the past once or twice. But yeah, it's great to be back, and what a test we've got this week in Birkdale is just tremendous. What a test of golf.
Did you, as a teenager, were you a marker for John Daly at the Open one time?
Yeah, I was. I was 17, and you know, he hit this thing down the first fairway about, you know, back then. He was exceptionally long. I mean, I know there's guys now that hit it a long, long way, but he hit this thing about 360 down the middle of the fairway, and I just standing there, second up, 17-year-old. I'm sure I can remember my knees knocking, just got it down there somewhere about 100 yards behind him.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience, and it was fantastic.
Absolutely, and Vicky, to be out here at the Open Championship, it doesn't get any bigger, but what is the hardest thing about caddying for your husband of 23 years, do you think?
I don't know really. I mean, yeah,
it's all just great.
He's quite easy, was he? He's no problem, you know.
I think the last couple of weeks we've had such poor weather.
Yeah.
And you
Well,
know,
that's
as a
definitely
caddy,
hardest,
when
yeah.
it's raining, we had so much rain in France and Ireland and a bit last week in Scotland, where
You need 20 hands,
clean
don't
the
you?
clubs, get the clubs out, keep them dry with brolly, and
Yeah.
it is really, and golfers are so demanding.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think, like I said, it's the 5 hours that I'm the boss.
Yeah.
During the day, that's about it. From the first tee to the 18th.
Well, guys, thank you so much for chatting with us. It is so nice to see you guys on the bag together. I'm sure the whole family are so proud, and have a brilliant week here at the
Thank
Open.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.